Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We're diving into a topic that I know a lot of you have been really curious about, those subtle signs of attraction, specifically from women.
Yeah.
We're going to be dissecting an article called A Woman Who Is Deeply Attracted to You is Always Doing This in Front of You.
Right.
And hopefully by the end of this, you'll have like a much better understanding of this whole silent language.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how much we can actually communicate without ever saying a word.
Totally.
These nonverbal cues can be incredibly revealing.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to attraction.
Okay, so let's just jump right in.
Yeah.
The article starts off by talking about prolonged eye contact.
Right.
We all know that making eye contact is important, but the source suggests that there's a difference between polite eye contact and the kind that signals attraction.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's about that lingering gaze.
Yes.
That feeling that someone is really seeing you. You know what's so interesting about this?
What?
This kind of eye contact can actually create a feedback loop,
Interesting.
intensifying that feeling of attraction between two people.
So it's not just about noticing when someone is holding your gaze.
Right.
It's about holding their gaze back and seeing what happens.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like a little social experiment you can try.
Exactly. It's a way of testing the waters, seeing if there's a spark.
Yeah.
And if you feel that spark, that mutual attraction, it can be incredibly exciting.
For sure. All right, next up, the article talks about open and engaged body language.
Right.
Apparently, if a woman is interested, she'll subconsciously mirror your posture, lean in when you're talking, keep her arms uncrossed, basically sending signals that she's comfortable and engaged in the interaction.
Mirroring is a powerful indicator of rapport. When we feel connected to someone, we naturally start to mimic their movements, their gestures. It's a way of saying, I'm with you, I'm on the same page.
Right.
And on the flip side, closed off body language, like crossed arms, leaning away, can signal discomfort or disinterest.
So it's not just about what someone says.
Right.
It's about how they position themselves in relation to you.
Exactly.
It's like their body is speaking its own language.
Exactly. And the more attuned you are to these subtle cues, the better you'll be at understanding the unspoken dynamics between people.
Okay, the article also emphasizes the power of laughter. It even goes so far as to say that a woman who's attracted to you might laugh at jokes that aren't even that funny. We've all been there. Right. Laughter is a fantastic social lubricant. It breaks down barriers, creates a sense of connection, and signals that we're enjoying someone's company.
Right.
So while it's true that people laugh for all sorts of reasons, you really want to pay attention to how easily and how often someone laughs around you.
So if someone's constantly giggling at your terrible puns,
Well, it could be a sign that they're into you.
well, it's not quite that simple.
Okay.
But consistent, genuine laughter is definitely a positive sign. It shows that someone is relaxed, comfortable, and enjoying your presence.
Okay, moving on to something a little more touchy-feely.
Right.
The article talks about casual physical touch. It gives examples like brushing hands, playful touches on the shoulder, that sort of thing.
Touch is a very powerful form of communication.
Yeah.
It can convey warmth, connection, and playfulness.
Right.
And when it comes to attraction, a well-timed touch can be incredibly flirtatious.
Yeah.
But it's important to be mindful of boundaries and respect personal space. A light touch on the arm might be welcome,
Right.
while a full-on hug might be too forward.
Too much. So it's all about reading those signals and gauging the other person's comfort level.
Exactly. Pay attention to their response.
Yeah.
Do they lean in or pull away? Do they reciprocate the touch or stiffen up?
Right.
Their reaction will tell you a lot about how they feel.
Okay. The next sign the article mentions is a bit more subtle.
Okay.
Curiosity.
Right.
It says, a woman who's attracted will go beyond small talk and ask genuinely insightful questions about your life, your dreams, your past.
This is all about investment.
Yeah.
When someone is genuinely curious about you, it shows that they see you as worth getting to know.
Okay.
On a deeper level,
Yeah.
they're not just making conversation, they're actively trying to understand who you are. And that kind of focused attention can be incredibly flattering.
So it's not just about them sharing their own stories. It's about them actively listening to yours and wanting to know more.
Yeah.
It's like they're saying, you're interesting, tell me everything.
Exactly. And it's not just about the quantity of questions, it's about the quality.
Right.
Are they asking open-ended questions that encourage you to elaborate? Are they really listening to your answers and responding thoughtfully? These are all signs that someone is genuinely engaged.
Yeah.
And interested in what you have to say.
Okay, this next one's kind of funny.
Okay.
The article says to pay attention to whether a woman adjusts her appearance around you, like fixing her hair, smoothing her clothes, touching up her makeup. It's almost like a preening behavior, right?
It is. It's not necessarily about vanity, but more about wanting to present the best version of ourselves to someone we find attractive.
Right.
It's like saying, I want you to see me at my best. And it's often a subconscious behavior.
It's funny how these little subconscious actions can be so revealing. It's like our bodies are betraying our true feelings, even if we're trying to play it cool.
Right.
Okay. The last point the article makes is a bit surprising.
Right.
It says that nervousness can actually be a sign of attraction.
Okay.
Like fidgeting, blushing, stumbling over words, things I would have thought were signs of being uncomfortable.
It seems counterintuitive. But think about it. When we're around someone we're really attracted to, our bodies go into overdrive. Our heart rate increases.
Right.
Our palms get sweaty. And all that nervous energy has to go somewhere.
So it's not that they're nervous in a bad way.
Right.
It's more like excited nervousness, butterflies in the stomach kind of thing.
Exactly. It's that feeling of anticipation and excitement.
Yeah.
And sometimes it manifests in these slightly awkward, endearing ways. So the next time you see someone fidgeting or blushing around you, don't automatically assume it's disinterest. It might just be the opposite.
Wow, that's a great point. It's so easy to misinterpret those signals.
Right.
So to recap, we've got prolonged eye contact, open and engaged body language, easy laughter, casual physical touch, genuine curiosity, preening behaviors, and even a bit of nervous energy. If you see several of these signs together, there's a good chance there's some attraction in the air.
Absolutely.
It sounds like we're building quite the checklist here. But I think it's important to remember that these cues are most powerful when you see them in clusters, not as isolated incidents.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing patterns. And considering the overall context. One fleeting glance doesn't necessarily mean someone is smitten. But if you're noticing several of these behaviors consistently, especially over time, that's when you can start to draw some conclusions.
I love how this article has got me thinking about this from the other side, too. It's focused on how women signal attraction. But I bet a lot of these cues are universal.
Oh, for sure.
Men probably do a lot of these same things when they're interested in someone, right?
That's a great observation. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
These nonverbal cues are deeply rooted in human psychology, regardless of gender.
Right.
So whether you're a man or a woman, understanding these signals can give you a real advantage in your social interactions.
It's almost like we've uncovered a hidden superpower. By understanding this secret language, we can become more effective communicators.
Yes.
And build stronger relationships.
Exactly. It's about becoming more mindful of the messages we're sending and receiving, both verbally and non-verbally. And that's a skill that can benefit you in every area of your life, not just romantic relationships.
This is making me see these cues everywhere now. It's like I've been given a new lens to view the world through. And it's not just about romantic attraction either.
Right.
I bet these cues play a role in all sorts of relationships, like from friendships to professional connections.
You're hitting on a key point there. These nonverbal signals are fundamental to human communication in general. They help us build rapport, establish trust, and connect with others on a deeper level. So whether you're trying to build a new friendship, ace a job interview, or spark a romantic connection, being aware of these cues can make all the difference.
Okay, so we've talked about how to read these signals in others, but I'm wondering, how can we use this knowledge to be more intentional about the signals we're sending?
That's a great question, and it brings us to a really important point. It's not just about decoding the behavior of others, it's also about being aware of our own nonverbal cues and how they might be perceived. If you're attracted to someone, are you making eye contact? Are you using open body language? Are you engaging in playful touch? Respectfully, of course.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. It's like we've been given this secret decoder ring for social interactions, but we can also use it to send our own coded messages.
Precisely. It's about becoming a more conscious and intentional communicator. And that can make a huge difference in all aspects of your life, not just romantic relationships.
So in a way, understanding these cues isn't just about decoding attraction.
Right.
It's about becoming a more attuned and empathetic human being.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's about seeing beyond the surface and connecting with others on a deeper level.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a lot more confident about navigating the complex world of attraction now. Thanks to this deep dive, I'm ready to put my newfound knowledge to the test.
I'm glad to hear that. Remember, it's all about observation, practice, and being open to learning. And who knows, you might even surprise yourself with how much you already know.
That's a great point. We often underestimate our own intuition and ability to read people. Well, folks, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the subtle signs of attraction. As always, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.